This game sucks.
This game absolutely sucks. For those who ask the king of gaming, which is no other than myself. Yo Jameson, what the fuck is this trash game you're showing? Well, if you're one of those who are curious what Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline 2 is, it's nothing but a miserable pile of secrets. What ain't a secret, however, is that the Chinese room is shamelessly getting rich of you dumbass nostalgia-driven Vampire the Masquerade fanboys, because you praise this franchise, as it's the second coming of Christ. You all claim that Vampire the Masquerade was one of the best RPGs out there. It stood there with the likes of Final Fantasy, Pokemon Elder Scrolls. Many reviewers at that time praised this, for its deep story or whatever. But what did the Jameson copypasta think? He didn't buy these words. Not back in the late 90s and not in the big 2025. Vampire the Masquerade was never a good game. The original flopped hard in sales and for good reasons too. The praise it got, it was a facade. The first game didn't sell well at all. It had less than 80,000 sales worldwide and was the main cause that killed Toricus Games, causing them to become bankrupt. And I understand why it did, for reasons you clowns don't wanna hear, but goddammit, you're on my domain and in this channel I don't use any lube. Vampire the Masquerade sucks. Vampire the Masquerade Redemption sucked. Vampire the Bloodline sucked. All the visual mobile games are more boring than dry paint. Swansong was the definition of failure. But this? Easily one of the worst games of the bunch, and that's saying something, because the original was already killing my brain cells the further I got into its story. It was so fucking bad it gave the movie Twilight a run for its money. This is a game made for edgelords, for the freaks that like to be being bitten on the neck. Unfortunately for Paradox Interactive, I am not part of the targeted audience. I don't define myself as a gothic white girl that slits her own wrist. I don't listen to Linkin Park. I don't dress like an 4-year-old in the streets. What I really am, however, I am the king of gaming, the king of YouTube, the realest YouTuber in the internet, the 1000% fact spitter, king of the gym, leader of the real gamer movement, and the one that is superior than you in every single way. I will officially declare that anyone that buys Vampire the Masquerade Bloodline 2 is a goddamn pathetic low IQ materialistic idiot. Case closed.
Well, another year, another paste job from EA. I've been waiting for this one to drop for one purpose only, and yes, you've guessed it, time for me to expose the latest tragedy of the absolute train wreck of a franchise, aka FIFA 26. Oh wait, my bad. EA lost the license for that title years ago. Can't say that ain't expected, right? Haha. Yo, I'm gonna say this straight up. If you buy EA Sports FC 26, you're an idiot and clown and anything in between. And Daddy Jameson, the award-winning journalist, this sexy motherfucker, will tell you why. So you better keep your nasty ears open, because you bozos might learn a thing or two from my wisdom. FIFA, or now known as EA Sport FC, has always been garbage. Anyone who isn't a brain-dead FIFA card gambling addict knows this. Like, come on, a game about soccer. Well, EA just had to make a game about one of the lamest, if not the lamest, most sleep-inducing sport in the history of mankind. Yeah, I said it. Football, which in actuality is called soccer. There's only one real sport called football, which definitely isn't European. Sucks. It sucks when it was first invented, and it sucks even more now. With all the terrible things going on behind the scenes, there's nothing fun about watching 12 men trying to kick a ball on a net for 1.5 hours. Well, unless you get entertained by dry paint or something. Like, goddamn, where's the action? Where's the intensity? And most importantly, where's the hot woman? If you wanted to watch men build like twinks play with balls, you're better off browsing for gay porn on X videos. Like, could you imagine screaming at the top of your lungs because your favorite club scored a goalie? So embarrassing. That could never be me, but it could be you. You soccer fanboys, you European boomers. You ravaging lunatics are something else. You riot when your club don't win. You cry tears of joy when your favorite club wins. Like, there have been so many riots on my city lately. There hasn't been one game that these savages didn't turn my city into a dystopian mess because the enemy team scored a hat trick at the extra minutes or something no normal human couldn't care less about, what still causes these fucking hooligans to crash out, for something so meaningless, like a boring El Caso match, Real Madrid versus Barcelona or West Ham versus I don't know Chelsea or whatever. Like goddamn learn to control your feelings you liberals. This monkey business never happens on basketball, riots never happen on any sport. Soccer fans are literally the Smash Brothers of the sports community. A bunch of deranged cringelords with a mental capacity of a toddler that smell like unwashed asshole. Humanity would benefit greatly if this lame-ass sport was banned. Now let me state the obvious here for a second. People that play FIFA, people that yearly buy FIFA games, don't actually play video games. Their whole PlayStation library is filled with these garbage-ass FIFA games. These clowns spend their entire month's salary on FIFA packs to make their ultimate team as overpowered as possible and break their controller when they lose an online match and think that's all what gaming has to offer. Wasting money for microtransactions on a damn $70 game, it's beyond pathetic. These losers have made us so much damn money with this buffoonery it's no wonder FIFA has more titles than Final Fantasy at this rate. To milk these losers dry, every FIFA is a Control-C Control-V effortless port job of the previous game. Same gameplay, same glitches, same players. It's funny how these FIFA fanboys always claim that the new FIFA game sucks. They always glaze the old ones from the 2010s era. They say that the online matches are rigged. They complain that the game is the same, and swear to their gods that they won't buy the newest installment this time.
Yeah, you may have fooled me 25 times, but not today. You won't fool me this time.
Oh boy, if only all that talk was true. Because the moment the new FC game drops, complete 180 happens, the same dissatisfied motherfuckers are the first on the line to buy it. I'm serious, rinse and repeat. They fail for the same trick, hook, line and sinker. Like you can't help to feel sorry for these idiots. They've never played a real game in their damn lives. You think a FIFA fanboy knows what real games are? Ask them if they've ever played or own any game that isn't FIFA. None of them will tell you that they've beat Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Battlefield 6, Silent Hill, F or hell even GTA 5, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time and Busby. They're not real gamers such as myself. They're nothing but dumbass soccer fans that deserve no place in the gaming community. A bunch of uncultured tourists that are polluting this wonderful medium by buying garbage-ass soccer games which supports gambling, microtransactions and much more filth that is ruining gaming. Fuck EA Sports FC 26 and fuck you FIFA fanboys. You are everything what's wrong with gaming. Want to play a real sports game? FC 26 is not what you're looking for. FC 26 only cares about ripping you off for money, while real games like NBA 2K26 cares about the player. Oh, for the love of God, not this horse shit again. Why? Why must people with standards and dignity be punished in this world? Like goddamn, can an asteroid hit this planet already? Can we migrate to Mars sooner? Because I refuse to live in a planet when a game this irredeemably terrible exists. Tales of Xillia Remastered is an absolute disgrace to not only the RPG genre but for gaming in general, and anyone who's planning to buy Tales of Xillia needs to get their stinking 300-kilogram ass transported all the way into a sanatorium. You cannot be normal if you like a game like this. You most likely got dropped at young age, which is not surprising considering the fact that the entire Tales fan base is full of weeaboos. These vermin are the most insufferable community of all time. And I don't say that lightly. Consider the fact that the Battlefield fan base exists, the Call of Duty fans, the Bayern Munich fans, the Has-Been Hotel fans, the Nintendrones, the Xbots, the Sony ponies, K-pop fans, the Marvel fans, the Dark Souls fanatics. All of them I rather have a beer with instead of the utterly putrid, dumbfounded, disgusting, overweight triple chin virgins of the Tales fan base. Tales of Xillia Remastered? More like Fails of Xillia Demastered. Ain't no one buying this game. Who the fuck does Bandai Namco think they're fooling here? Like my god, Bandai Namco is the absolute worst. I cannot recall a single good game that came from those pesky jobbers. Do you think a person with great taste such as myself, with higher levels of thinking such as myself, would play Bandai Namco games? Ha 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 ha. No son, I would rather cut off my nuts. I would rather eat pineapple with pizza. I would rather watch the Twilight Saga, and all of that still would be less painful than playing Tekken 8, Elden Ring, Rematch, Code Vein Blue Protocol for a minute straight. But if there's one IP I absolutely detest, games that gave me decades of enmity, that deprived my will of gaming and filled it with nothing but goat piss, it has to be the Tales franchise. Well, you might be asking,
but Jameson, why do you hate the Tales games? They're well received in the RPG community and loved by many.
in which first of all, I'm sorry for your inability to higher levels of thought, and second of all, no, they're not loved by many. As a matter of fact, I recall that these games were deliberately flopping for decades. Only the biggest betas would play these slop games. And even then, those idiots couldn't save these garbage-ass games from flopping. Like, come on now, how the hell can't you idiots not see why Tales is so bad? The main reason is literally right in front of your screen. Take a guess. I'll give you 10 seconds. Well, damn, you motherfuckers really are not bright, huh? Well, fine. The king gives out the answer for you cuckwads. It has an anime art style, and you know what the Bible says about games with that art style. Corinthians 6:7, anything with an anime art style is incapable of being good. So Tales was already fucked at the very start because every single game had that bleeding art style. It is made for fake gamers like you that like to sin. If you don't repent to God for liking Tales games, you might regret it when that day arrives, because Tales of Xillia Remastered is invested with pride, wrath, anime, lust, sloth, and much more inside this putrid product. Deal with it, Tales fans, you know it's true. You're gonna grow up one day and hopefully realize that these games were always terrible and the destructive effects they have for gaming. My factual statement might make you upset. You might want to write China wall-long text essays on my comment section to defend and poorly developed make, which I won't even bother reading because you fake fraudulent airheads are inferior to the king, aka me. You think a person with importance cares what a bottom feeder thinks about him? Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but the higher-ups of the elite government are calling me, so I'm gonna ask this quickly. Why the fuck would you buy and remaster of the worst game of the franchise? It's a known axiom that all Tales game sucks, but Xillia came from hell itself. The gameplay sucks. The story feels like it's written by a 9-year-old on DeviantArt.com. Even with my high levels of thought, that automatically labels if a game is trash or not. Even without playing it, your brainless insults should be familiar with the low-grade quality of these games. If you want a real RPG, simply play the Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake. Now that's a game for real men like me.
Are you freaking kidding me, Microsoft? This is your way to compete against the PlayStation 5? How dare you? How could you, Phil Spencer? This is a fucking travesty. Halo on the PlayStation. Yes, you heard it right, fucking Halo is on a PlayStation console. If this isn't a sign that the apocalypse is coming soon, I don't know what God could hint that is more perceptible than this. Halo on a PlayStation console is like Cristiano Ronaldo going to Barcelona. Halo on the PlayStation is like Luke Skywalker joining the dark side. And anyone who is okay with this, who just sweeps the problems under the rug and says, I'm excited for this, you are an idiot. All of you. An awesome franchise like Halo doesn't deserve to be on a shoddy Wi-Fi box. It's not Microsoft's fault every Sony IP has lost in popularity or flopped directly upon first release. What happened with Twisted Metal? Forgotten. What happened with Jackson Daxter? Died on a ditch. And what about Killzone, Gravity Rush, Ratchet and Clank Parappa the Rapper, Motorstorm? Oh right, nobody cares about them since the goddamn Stone Age. Sony has no remarkable IPs, hence why nobody is willing to buy a PS5, other than fake gamers and casual slop munchers. Real gamers such as myself with higher levels of thinking such as myself, we roll with Xbox. Xbox is where the good games are, that left a mark to the video game industry. We got badass shit like Gears of War, Forza, Fable, Crackdown. There wasn't a single case of a real gamer that prefers a PlayStation console. PlayStation sucks. PlayStation is everything. What's wrong with today's gaming, or as a matter of fact Sony was a pest in the past. I remember back in the day third-party games always were worse on the PlayStation 1 and 2. A good example would be X-Men vs Street Fighter. The Dreamcast version had no loading times, had 2v2. It was nearly a perfect modification of the arcade version. The PlayStation 1 had none of that, and yet most of you worthless pigs choose the PlayStation version anyway because, oh, but the Dreamcast was too expensive. No sir, you were just broke. And that's the truth. Now PlayStation leeches off our flagship title for their stinking platform. I don't know if Microsoft wants to end up like Sega, but I never thought in 50 years of gaming that Phil Spencer would stoop this low. Well, good thing this remake is inferior to the original. I mean, holy cow, have you looked at this Halo remake? It looks like fucking garbage. It looks like a plastic mobile game, and it will probably run like one with the presence of Unreal Engine 5. Oh golly, can't wait to get those crispy subpar 30 frames per second. Like I'm just in disbelief that this is a real thing. Someone get me out of this alternate reality. It sucks harder than your mom. And I will not stand here and allow this monkey business to go out unpunished. I officially declared the hashtag Boycott Halo campaign evolved movement. You Sony ponies do not deserve my goat master chief on your corporatized, boring, woke soul-sucking console. Again, us Xbox gamers, we ain't gonna let this slide. Y'all hated Halo for decades, now all of a sudden you out there jumping. Enjoy that y'all can finally play a good game for once in your none-achieving lives. If y'all wanted to play Halo so much, why not just buy an Xbox? Why not join the elite and experience the utopia you've never seen before? You Sony bronies must be really stupid if y'all think I'll ever wanted your shoddy IPs on my console. I'm above you ponies in every single way, so are my brethrens that own an Xbox, no matter what general they have. Phil, I don't know why you thought this cruel joke was funny, but the king of gaming ain't laughing with you. Oh no. I standing up for my rights to have exclusivity. If Nintendo doesn't sell Super Mario Bros. On the PlayStation, so shouldn't Microsoft with Halo. I'll warn y'all you frauds. Do not buy Halo campaign evolved. Do it to save Xbox.
If you buy Call of Duty Black Ops 7, you're an idiot. It's surprising how people are still so stupid to buy Call of Duty games. It just goes to show that humanity has only progressed backwards, and that gaming has been completely occupied by fake fraudulent gamers left and right. Like, what are y'all doing with your lives, man? Call of Duty Black Ops 7? How the fuck didn't the Black Ops series not end with 2? Oh right, because of you brain-dead sheep that wait every year to sit at that same buffet you've eaten you slop from for years, just to do the same thing again because you have the IQ of a damn plant. This Call of Duty shouldn't exist. Why are y'all willing to buy the same game over and over again? For what? Because your friends told you so? Because of sunk cost facility? Are you afraid that your MLG Call of Duty skills would fade away? Who gives a fuck? Call of Duty sucks. Call of Duty is everything. What's wrong with gaming? And the fact that I have to make a video about something that should be so obvious to anyone, really speak volumes on how low the standards have become for humanity. It's a sad situation. Y'all voted to keep these games floating. You buy all these overpriced DLC packs and battle passes on a $70 game. You like to be bend over and be Activision's bitch. And I'm tried that these idiots are placed at the forefront of the gaming community. A bunch of brainless Gen Z clowns glazing a low-grade product like the second coming of Christ. Well, guess what? You're not an gamer if you like Call of Duty. Fact. Not an opinion. Now I know what y'all are thinking.
Oh my precious King Jameson, we know Black Ops 7 sucks. It's just a rehash of Black Ops 3 without the jetpacks. Anyone is calling this game out because Activision is too lazy to fix the issues and they're neglecting us real fans for a wider audience. We have all moved to Battlefield 6 because Battlefield 6 is better.
And that's when I have to cut you off. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is horrible, yes that's true. However, Battlefield 6 isn't a better alternative. I mean, for God's sakes, there's a reason why Battlefield 6 has lost half of its population within a month of its release. And totally not because DICE has fired the original creators and replaced them with the original Call of Duty devs, like damn nobody whose normal cares about Battlefield 6, so shut the fuck up Battlefield dicksuckers, accept that your honeymoon phase is over. This channel isn't your playground, so don't come out here and shill for both Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and have a flame war in my comments section. This is a channel where higher level thinkers assemble and save the medium we build from the ground up. And that ain't gonna happen if morons like you are still playing first-person shooters in the big 2025, almost in 2026. First-person shooters are for losers with bad taste. Always has and always will be. Having such low standards to be pleased with shooting people online 24/7 should be a felony. Wake up, you damn sheep. There is more in gaming than shooters. Platformers, RPGs, puzzles, horror, sports, racing, simulators. Those are the genres you should be playing. Games like E.T. for the Atari, Bubsy 3D, Mario Kart World, The Last of Us Part 2. Dandy's World. Steel and Brain Rot, those are the most popular examples of games that require brain cells, intelligence, skills. Not abusing aim assist and camping on an right side peak hoping someone is entering your sight lines. Like holy fuck the fact that there are $1 million cash cups, esports scenes, specialized controllers for first-person shooters and people willing to engage with this degeneracy really shows how casual fake gamers destroyed gaming. I pray for these idiots they'll finally see the reality of the situation one day, hopefully soon, because this cannot slide any longer. First-person shooters are polluting gaming with garbage. There's not a single good game from that genre, and you first-person shooter fanboys, you military LARPers can cry about the facts that hit harder than any Call of Duty tactical nuke. I despise all of them. Which includes Call of Duty, Battlefield, Counter-Strike, X-Defiant, Overwatch, Team Fortress 2, Perfect Dark, Fragpunk, Time Splitters. These games have always been trash since Wolfenstein. I'm thankful I'm gifted with good taste and dignity. I would never play a first-person shooter even if you pay me my rent. The only fun part about them is snapping the CDs in half, fill them up in gasoline, burn them and piss on the remains. Don't let this fake outrage fool you. It will end up like that failed boycott of the Switch 2. I know damn well you losers will end up buying Black Ops 7 anyway. These dislikes on the trailer don't mean anything if you all bums are still willing to pre-order this garbage-ass game and end up crying to Activision because they scammed your ass with an shoddy product. It's the same exact story every year. You COD fans never learn. You guys are dumber than plants and Activision uses your foolishness for their advantage. Can't blame them for tricking your dumb ass, however I will blame you idiots for ruining gaming. I suggest you all Call of Poopy fans to get the hell out of this hobby, or if you really want to improve your taste, buy Mind's Eye instead. Black Ops 7 is garbage, do not buy.
So I just got done playing Dynasty Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Oh my bad, I mean Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. And by playing I actually mean I was done watching a walkthrough on YouTube. Because holy fuck. This has to be the worst game 2025 has to offer, and that's saying something when Mind's Eye exist. Somehow Hyrule Warriors made Mind's Eye look fantastic in comparison. For those of you who are fortunate enough to not be familiar with this mistake. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment is the latest scam from the most horribly corrupt company of all time. Nintendo. Tell me, Nintendrones, why do you choose to be this stupid? To mindlessly consume slop from their trough and pretend like it's a 5-star meal? Like motherfucker, this doesn't even deserve 1 star. Hell, a 0.5 would be too generous. This is the most shameless carbon copy I've seen in years. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you soy boys? Do you possess extra chromosomes? Because that would be the only clear explanation for y'all idiots to buy this garbage. This absolute regurgitating pile of refuse.
Oh, but Jameson, you're just hating on this game for no reason, bruh. I'm gonna cancel you on Twitter, you hurt my feelings.
Shut the fuck up, little Timmy, I got my reasons. 10 reasons in fact that I will show you now. Reasons that cannot be disputed. Reasons that will open your third eye. And you get that all for free, for now at least. because soon members only can obtain my knowledge. So buckle up soy boys because we're diving in the truth zone. Starting now. So tell me, how does it feel to be enlightened? To be granted impeccable knowledge from the greatest YouTuber there is? Again, you losers don't deserve someone of my level. I am too good to be educating you losers into not buy a shoddy video game. I could be solving world hunger by now. But no, instead I'm stuck with you sorry fucks because your fat ass cannot contain your aging addiction to the Zelda franchise. What a sad display. Do yourself a favor, don't buy this slop. If you see someone holding an physical copy on his hand, take it from him and throw that shit on a lake. Fuck Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment and fuck all you Nintendrones for hyping this up. Go to prison, you fucking deviants.
Okay Lego, this is a new low even for you. Lego Party? Oh my god. I mean, I know you Lego fans love to eat slop from a trough, but now should be in good time to consider wising the fuck up. Okay, drop those stupid Lego bricks, throw away your Ninjago toys, and tell yourself, I had enough. I had enough of being the punchline to Lego's joke. I had enough being a 300-pound middle-aged man that still plays with a product aimed at kids. Time for me to become better. I will not be buying. Lego Party. Good job, proud of you, son. I mean, goddamn Lego Party? This game is so dead they should rename this to Lego Funeral. What does this have, like 5 reviews on Steam? Most likely are all the employees working at SMG Studios. This is the saddest game by far, and believe me, that's saying something because 2025 is an absolute travesty for the gaming community. That you ravaging baboons are still willing to buy absolute garbage. Garbage like Hollow Knight Silk Song, Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, you know, all games that no one who's normal cares about, games that will be forgotten in a few years. Lego Party is no exception. Who the fuck is even gonna play this? Guys, come on, Mario Party exists, and if you want even a better game, Crash Team Rumble got you covered. Lego Party is nothing but a cheap imitation of an already existing game that's not only better in every single way but is more popular, and it will stay that way until the end of time. I guess gaming studios don't need to be original anymore. Yeah, sure, a real gamer such as me have seen enough one-on-one copycats before, it ain't nothing new, but Lego Party takes it on a whole other level. Lego Party is so bad it basically mocks its superiors. Hey, Nintendo, mind suing this one for me? If you buy Lego Party, you're an idiot. If y'all like to build so much, go work on a construction job. Ever thought of that, you lazy cunt?
Lego Voyages is ruining the gaming industry. I mean, seriously, guys, girls, dogs, cats, why do y'all do this to yourselves? Why do y'all crave of the destruction for gaming? Why do y'all like the medium I build up from the ground up to be tarnished? I don't care what reason you may have, y'all will all pay by facing my wrath. I won't stand and watch you blind infantile consumers my favorite source of entertainment I so heavy invested my time, money, effort to be fucking destroyed by your filthy casual hands. Lego Voyages sucks. Fact. Not an opinion. If you're expecting me to hand out a full detained analysis why it sucks for free, well, too bad. How about you donate to me next time instead of wasting €25 to a shoddy low effort scam. However, y'all are still lucky that the king of YouTube, Akemi, is willing to give out 10 thought-provoking reasons why I demand you to not buy Lego Voyages, so prepare to read, you illiterate fucks, because this will blow your goddamn mind. So is your mind blown yet? If not, I'll suggest doing an IQ test because that shit might be lower than your shoe size. Anyway, an important figure with royalty status won't waste his time on trash and you brain dead Lego dick suckers. So to summarize this godlike video, if you buy Lego Voyagers, you're an idiot. Sincerely, Jameson Copy Pasta, the king of YouTube.
Giant Software is definitely racing themselves to bankruptcy with this one. Project Motor Racing. Don't buy this. Y'all should start considering embracing the cold-blooded truth. The path that leads to Cloud9. Project Motor Racing sucks. I genuinely feel sorry for you idiots hyping up this slop, since its announcement only to be left off with an unfinished product. Classic case of the foolishness of the fake gamer. I bet y'all still get scammed by Indian technicians working at Microsoft in the big 2025. That could never be me, but it could be you. I'm glad I'm gifted with this intellectual brilliance with such a large cock and big muscles that I worked my ass for 5 whole decades. I am the one and only real source of truth that y'all refuse to accept. Y'all don't donate to me. Y'all rather waste your funds to trash like this instead of educating yourself from the greatest YouTube videos of all time by the greatest YouTuber mankind has ever seen. Jameson Copy Pasta, also known as the King of Gaming, the King of YouTube, the realest YouTuber in the internet, the 1000% fact spitter and the one that is superior than you in every single way, has once again came back to simply deliver the facts and his magnitudes. Now Project Motor Racing is nothing but an overhyped scam that has no story. Terrible graphics that would have looked outdated 10 years ago, and oh man, I cannot forget the god-awful performance. It is bad. I'm talking legendary levels of fucked up. Frames dropping randomly, inline is laggy as fuck. And the worst of all, it's a sim racing game. Anyone with a brain knows racing simulators are not real games, they are a coping mechanism in digital form. For an ambitious boomers wishing they could be the next Max Verstappen. When they were a kid they wished to drive the Pontiac Firebird 1977 Trans Am, their dad taught just for that to never happen. Nowadays these racing simpletons are lining up to that buffet. They are ready for the doors to open so they can ravenously consume the slop that Giant Software has made for them, poor bastards. Y'all don't clamor for quality. You don't support games that push the envelope like a Sego Corsa Evo, a much better game you don't support. This is what y'all get and this is what y'all deserve. I knew Project Motor Racing was going to be trash even without watching the trailers. Yes, it is an ability I can tell something is trash without even playing it nor watching any trailers. An ability only the highest of intellectuals can acquire. Like me, so don't try to lecture me on my words, which is nothing but truth. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a real gamer with years of experience in this medium. You're not. You're just role-playing as one and y'all doing a terrible job at it. When games like this get hyped up and blazed to hell and by these quote-unquote gaming journalists, you can't help but to go, swah 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 swah.
Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is the best game ever. There's no point for a competitor to challenge this masterpiece. Tell me, Call of Duty haters, how does it feel to be a part at the Losers Club? Because believe me, that must be so incredibly sad. I tried telling you that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 brings quality at the table. Personally, this game delivered me joy that no other game could deliver. The Grand Theft Auto games couldn't do it. The Witcher games couldn't do it. The Elder Scrolls games couldn't do it. FIFA 26 could do it momentarily until my LSD pills stop working, which tells me that there is no other game as good as Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is on a league on its own. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is the reason why I am no longer an atheist, because there has to be a god for this holy product to exist in this world. I'm telling you all, man, if you don't buy Call of Duty Black Ops 7, you're an idiot. Listen, Treyarch has once again proven that they're the best. They outdone themselves with this one, and I can see the blood, sweat and tears they had to sacrifice in order to please real gamers such as myself, with higher levels of thinking such as myself. The campaign is absolutely fire. In order for me to say that, The story has to be the best thing since sliced bread, and believe me, the campaign of Black Ops 7 is up there. It's a continuation of Black Ops 2, the supposed best Call of Duty, which yeah, Black Ops 2 was great, but you know what future installments must achieve, being better. Black Ops 7 did that successfully, which is unusual in this day and age of future installments of games getting constantly ruined, rushed or downright subverted by woke activists that hate your guts. Not Treyarch though, they're out there saving gaming. Enough of these walking simulators, enough of these effortless anti-slop jobs. This arcadey first-person shooter is where it's at. 16 6v6 maps, 220 versus 20 maps, and kick-ass campaign, zombie mode. More action-packed than ever, the coolest weapons ever, FSR support, the most realistic graphics since the existence of real life. How fucking stupid do you have to be to dislike Black Ops 7? Apparently there's a lot of stupid people within the gaming community, which in no surprise are fans of DICE. More like yikes, because Battlefield 6 is a colossal failure, and these Battlefield dick suckers know it. They're ready to eat that fat telegain like they're used to. Imagine thinking that your little camping on a cliff simulator holds a candle to the apex predator of the shooter genre. There hasn't been a single year that Battlefield surpassed Call of Duty in sales. The moment that would happen, pigs can already fly all the way to the moon. These woke-ass Battlefield sissies, for the Call of Duty chads on the back, listen up. If your rent is a little high, just sell your house and come live in the head of a Battlefield van, because you're going to be living there, rent-free, with the air conditioning on. Even if Call of Duty is at its worst, it still would sell better than the best Battlefield game. Infinity Warfare sold better than Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Remake sold better than Battlefield 2042. DICE yapping about taking their time with Battlefield 6. Not even the main developers are interested in that pile of goat piss. They moved on to our creators. So what does DICE do? They hired the main guys from Call of Duty. Ha 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 ha. Bet you all Battlefield losers didn't know about that one, huh? How about those apples? You fucking trend-hopping moron. Well, unfortunately for you military LARPers, history will repeat itself again with Black Ops 7, despite the fact that there's a forced hate campaign going on with Black Ops 7, which is nothing to worry about. I don't think a bunch of cringy basement-dwelling virgins, racist grifters, and paid-off reviewers would impact the cells in the opinions of the general population. They can't even fool themselves if we consider the fact that Battlefield 6 has already lost 65% of its player base and it isn't even a month old. Look it up, I ain't gonna give my sources to you fucking losers. Face it and relinquish your ways, Battlefield cucks. You got bested again, and by the looks of you right now, being sold to Saudi Arabia. By the way, this ain't gonna change anytime soon. X-Defiant met the same fate, and these ex-Call of Duty players were so convinced that low-grade drip-off would be booming. You non-achieving 30-year-old buffoons need to consider growing the fuck up and stop crying about cartoonish skins.
Wow, the cartoon skins are ruining my hecking realistic military shooter.
Oh, shut the hell up, those are the best skins in the game. Out-of-place crossovers are healthy for Call of Duty, and Black Ops 6 proved that anyone actually liked seeing Stan Smith with ALC-10 running around, sliding around the battlefield with Omni movement. And I agree, it's fucking hilarious, and I cannot wait for Black Ops 7 to do the same. God bless Activision for creating this masterpiece and bring gaming back to its glory. If you're not a slop-eating zombie, prove it. Buy Black Ops 7 now and experience greatness at its finest. See ya all on 2035.
Holy mother of God, if you thought that Nintendo drones couldn't stoop any lower than they already were, this pile of regurgitating goat shit might be the thing that blows your mind on how chronically brain-dead the average modern gamer can be. Curvy air riders? Sakura, is this a late April Fool's joke? Out of all things to make a sequel for, you gave this another chance? Oh, good one, Samurai, good one. I almost thought this was genuinely meant to sell copies. Like, I just can't think straight. No more games like this are what's wrong with the gaming industry, and it truly exposed how hard this industry has fallen from grace. Sakurai, at this point it's best, for your own sake, to retire. Smash Brothers Ultimate was completely terrible. Your Kid Icarus games gave me the urge to jump off a cliff. What does your Pepsi drinking ass have to offer that's actually good? Exactly nothing. For fuck's sake, Sakurai, all your games have sucked since Melee. Your only good product that stood the test of time, hence why there are still tournaments with big cash prizes in this day and age. That's why you won prize for Wave Dash is to return. That's why Brawl was forgotten in a year. Like, dude, how could you go from making an absolute iconic games like Melee to a shoddy unfinished slop nobody knew even had a first game? Kirby Air Ride flopped so hard it almost single-handedly killed the Kirby franchise, which nothing of value would be lost anyway. Kirby is easily Nintendo's most irrelevant franchise, and I can see why, because the Kirby games are fucking terrible. Kirby has easily the worst games I've ever seen. No one above the age of 9 should like Kirby games. If you're seriously still play Kirby games when you're pushing your 30s, you might as well tell me that you still watch Dora. Okay? Can y'all Kirby fanboys grow the fuck up already? Like, this is getting really sad. With your Nintendo fanatics hyping up this game, trying to create artificial hype with these stupid-ass reaction videos, paid reviews from game journalists. Like, y'all literally put yourselves on your thumbnail with your mouths wide open, looking like your father has finally returned with a milk. But to a higher level thinker like me, these thumbnails seem like a symbolic message that these fuckers want to brainwash their shockingly low IQ fans to consume this slop. It's like what Hollywood does with all their movies, secretly showing satanic imagery to the uneducated public. I highly advise you Kirby fans to repent, because Kirby Air Riders is invested with pride, wrath, gluttony, and a whole lot more. It should be considered a war crime to release a game this terrible. I mean, seriously guys, why do y'all hype this up so much? I can't find a single valid reason to do so. The graphics look dated, the gameplay is simply atrocious, a damaged system on cart games never worked. I get more sick the more I look at this game. The only game to cure me from it is Garfield Kart All You Can Drift. Nintendo, get the memo already, no one asked for this. I haven't seen anyone talk about Kirby Air Ride since the God of Ice Age. Now all of a sudden y'all acting like this is the new Half-Life 3, saying complete bollocks that y'all waited for this for 22 years. Like, where was this praise when the first game released? Kirby Air Ride was dead on arrival, and I remembered that as clear as day. The game was horrible. I would have thought that it couldn't be worse than it is, but somehow Kirby Air Riders have done the impossible. It dethroned Kirby Air Ride on being the worst kart game ever. But how, you may ask? I mean, it got new modes, new vehicles, new characters. You can finally play more than just Kirby recolors. How could it possibly be worse? Why would I care about any of that when the core gameplay still sucks? They haven't fixed the main problems. These drift and boost mechanics are stupid. It makes this game look like off-brand Mario Kart World, which Kirby Air Riders being so bad made me change my opinion on Mario Kart World. Mario Kart World is good now, because Kirby Air Riders, my god, it is so bad. I rather eat my own boogers, and I'll still would have a better time than playing this irredeemable travesty known as Kirby Air Riders. For anyone that's looking for a piece of advice on life, keep this in mind, because you're gonna thank me for it later. Do not buy Kirby Air Riders. Never forget this, this will save your sanity. Kirby Air Riders sucks harder than Kirby can with his mouth. Right now I'm very certain that Kirby was the one that flew with his star machine and crashed into the Twin Towers.
If you're planning to watch Predator Badlands, you're an idiot. Listen and learn, you casual bums. Predator Badlands sucks, and that is a fact, not an opinion. Disney does it once again, bruh. This shoddy ass movie has nothing going on for it. I knew this movie would bomb since the goddamn first trailer. My god, was that awful. Is this really where the Predator franchise is going? The Predator going from a genocidal intergalactic hunter to being the prey. Why did Dan Trachtenberg think it was a good idea to turn the Predator into a spectacle? Why is this ugly looking motherfucker so relatable now? Like, come on, Disney, predators are supposed to be menaces, cold-blooded killers. Can't Disney do one goddamn thing right? Imagine being excited for this, as someone who is widely known in the movie landscape to have the greatest taste imaginable. I would say, that could never be me, but it could be you. Didn't those two shitty trailers show enough signs? Disney was about to fuck this movie up. I could bet my entire villa for this. 7.1 on Metacritic. Nice try Disney paying off reviewers just for them to shill this garbage. Yeah, you're not slick Disney. If I were you I would stop subscribing to these so-called reviewers. Instead subscribe to me, donate to me through Super Chat. I'm here to send y'all to the promised land. I'm here to educate you to acquire good taste. The overlord of YouTube, Jameson fucking copypasta, is here to tell the truth Disney doesn't want you to know. And the truth is simple folks, this regurgitating pile of refuse isn't a Predator movie. This feels more like a dollar store adaptation of Banjo-Kazooie. The lack of horror, the lack of soul, ambition, gore, the edginess, classic Disney trickery, and you idiots are still willing to fill Dan Trachtenberg's bank with extra zeros for this fucking cringe fest. And it's so incredibly sad how Disney can get away with ruining what was once a inferior alien wannabe. Let's be honest here for a sec, Predator was never that good. It was full of problems since its inception. The story of the first one was riddled with plot holes. Think about it, a Predator can kill anyone with ease on the first movie but won't kill someone that doesn't have an weapon. What a way to nerf Predator for the final battle with Arnold. Oh, and the fact a young Indian woman could kill a Predator when her entire tribe got killed, which all are way stronger than her, and somehow that young girl with barely any combat experience kills the most threatening being on the same fashion as Arnold did on the first film. I swear to God this franchise comes up with the most ridiculous premises that makes you question what the hell Jim and John Thomas were smoking when they made these incoherent movies. The Predators look dumb. With all these fishnets on their bodies with that fuck-ass Jamaican haircut. They don't strike any fear, unless you're a 10-year-old child. That could never be xenomorph. This is why Alien is better in every single way. Xenomorphs actually look like a threat. The best Predator wasn't even a standalone movie. Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, easily the most noble of the Predator franchise, and that's sad consider the fact that Alien still had to carry that movie. Predator fanboys, how does it feel to be a part at the Losers Club? Because believe me, I know these imperishable veracities I spit, they gonna hurt. These truth bombs blow your delusions away and y'all can't take it. Y'all gonna call me a hater, a alien fanboy. I can foresee your triggered ass writing down Bible long text essays full of ad hominem attacks and bad grammar. Guaranteed. Not a single doubt about it. They hated Jesus because he told the truth. Situation right here. Do yourselves a favor, how about you spend that $20 for a gym membership instead of wasting your time sitting your 300-kilogram ass watching an horrible Predator movie for 1 hour and 47 minutes straight. This movie is so unbelievable terrible it could straight up kill your brain cells. But that's implying y'all had any to begin with, unlike me who actually validates his mental health. Maybe you Predator fans should consider doing that too.
I just don't understand the modern day fan of film, I really don't. I cannot fathom how y'all can wake up every day claiming y'all like movies, claiming y'all are fans of this beautiful medium, and yet y'all willing to hand over your own money and watch absolute garbage movies that pollute the medium. Ask yourselves, do y'all really like film when you consume nothing but garbage on a daily basis? Because from what I can tell, I don't think so. And neither does my army of the truth. Listen, if you're planning to buy tickets for Wicked for Good, you're an idiot. Wicked for Good is good for nothing. It isn't good for you, it isn't good for me, it isn't good for the movie industry. As a matter of fact, this movie could single-handedly lower your IQ to single digits, but that's me blissfully thinking that any Wicked fan had any to begin with. This movie, my God, I have no words to describe how much pain it gave me. I only watched it because Universal invited me to watch this early. They were willing to give me 6-figure checks to give them my insight. You know what I did? I left within the 10-minute mark. Thank God I made that decision. Let me tell you, if I hear any more of these god-awful songs, changed for good, the girl in the bubble, I would probably end up being deaf, which would still be a better fate than listening to those ear-polluting offbeat travesty from this disgrace of a film. This is a gooner movie without any substance, without any originality. This is nothing but an off-brand Wizard of Oz. Let's just steal their concept and twist it up a little with our cast of characters, our world building, Honestly, every single cent this movie made should go directly to the author of The Wizard of Oz, not glazed to death by thousands of cringeworthy Ariana Grande fans. Like the story make no sense, it's bland as fuck, literally screenwriting 101. Like you have this green witch lady who must grapple with her identity as the Wicked Witch of the West, then you have Glinda who I even give less of a fuck about. They seem to be free enemies who have to decide their own fate. I don't know, it's so stupid I could barely remember it. You must be out of your mind if you think I'll give this trash-ass musical a second of my time. I deserve better. I as the king of film demand quality, originality. Those are the first two things they teach at film schools, and yet somehow these lazy cunts at Universal failed to do any of that with a budget of $150 million. Oh my god, I just can't with this. Wicked being the worst movie of this century was very short-lived because this dethroned it with ease. Wicked for Good has to be by far the worst movie of the last 25 years, even worse than its predecessor. Despite having a shorter run time, it still feels like it drags on what feels like for hours. Time passes on like a kidney stone because watching this hurts me violently. Wicked for Good did the impossible by being worse than Wicked. Let me tell you idiots something, I find it wicked how you bozos hype this up as if this pile of refuse is any good. Where did this hype came from? Nobody was talking about the first Wicked. Wicked simply sucked and y'all fucking brainwashed clowns knew it did. Stop riding this hype train leading to a train wreck. You cannot be a real cinema fan if you're a fan of this garbage movie, and I can universally establish that due to my implacable greatness. This industry calls me the king of cinema for a reason. I was the one that's holding this industry on my back since its invention. For 1,000 of years I have trained myself to become the perfect entity, a godlike being that has universal knowledge. If God needed a spokesman, I got him covered. Jameson Copy Pasta, the greatest YouTuber to ever exist, the world-class movie commentator. Millions of channels try to replicate my style, my formula, to no avail. They always end up failing every single time because they're simply not me. There can only be one king of YouTube, and that is me. So you Ariana Grande fangirls better acknowledge your place. You're inferior to me. I'm a real movie critic and expert on the field. Y'all expect me to take your dumb ass seriously when you find trash like Wicked for Good enjoyable. You think you have any ground to stand against the king? You try to critic me with your worthless comments on my domain? Pathetic. Sit down and listen. This movie is already hard enough for me to expose, purely by the fact that this godlike 5.5-minute video, which is infinitely more entertaining and infinitely more educational than Wicked for Good could ever be, unfortunately gives this a Cobra effect. I don't want people to torture themselves with this disgraceful movie, so I'm just gonna demand y'all this. Take out that €25 and donate it to me. Truthful media should be the thing getting rewarded, not Wicked for Good. The fuck out of here with this eye-bleeding cesspool in digital form. Do not watch Wicked for Good. If you do,
then fuck you.
If you're planning to buy Terminator 2D, no fate, you're an idiot. Gaming has existed as long as I can remember. As many should know already, I was one of the OGs in this industry. I inspired millions of companies to push themselves to the limit, trying new things. I turned gaming into the money-making machine it is today, and despite the fact that this medium has advanced very prominently, we now can enjoy photorealistic games with graphics looking more real than real life. Games can finally run more than 30 FPS, allowing for better motion clarity and less input lag, and despite all of that, we're still getting more 2D platformers in this day and age.
But come on Jameson, come on man, this is an artistic choice. Just because it's 2D doesn't mean that it's bad. You're just a 3D elitist. Realistic graphics don't make a good game.
Oh no my son, this is just one of the many reasons. I have over 100 hours in this game and I can safely say that this is by far the worst game of 2025, and if the king of gaming says so, then it should be officially declared on its Steam page. Metacritic, the Bible, it doesn't matter, as long, if you idiots finally realize the obvious fact, then humanity can finally move forward. Now, as I said many times, I'm not obliged to hand over my analysis. Y'all don't deserve my well-detained, eye-opening analysis on why this game sucks, so instead, I'll only give 10. Yes, 10 reasons why you dumbass mongoloids shouldn't buy this wannabe Contra rip-off. Now shut the fuck up and learn the wisdom of the king. And there you have it, the top 10 reasons why Terminator 2D No Fate sucks. Again, I truly appreciate how gifted I am with this greatness, pure greatness that I am. I am on a league far beyond your comprehension, and thanks to that the government needs my assistance again on top secret projects. If you want my piece of advice on how you can be barely as successful as I am but still be on a better position that you currently are right now, sitting your fat ass on your dirty ass computer watching this masterpiece of a video. Do not buy Terminator 2D No Fate. Or else your fate will end up visiting a psychiatrist, but hey, that ain't my problem. Ha 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 ha.
Jameson Copy Pasta, aka the king of film, the king of YouTube, the realest YouTuber on the internet, the 1000% fact spitter, king of the gym, leader of the real cinema movement, and the one that is superior than you on every single way, has once again returned to deliver the facts, has once again been sent back to deliver the greatness, even though you losers simply do not deserve it. Shout out to the ones financially or support me, though other ways the rest of you freeloading bums need to consider donating or be forever unworthy for my channel. If you don't donate, you don't matter to me at the slightest. Now it should be a globally known axiom that Disney is a problem in this industry. I don't get how anyone can be out there watching their slop and convince themselves that they're enjoying it. It is not possible unless you're on heavy psychedelics. Disney has been on a downward spiral for years, and quite frankly I was never a fan of Disney movies, games, comics. I dislike Disney in general, and especially Pixar. Pixar was never good. Now they're trying to milk Toy Story again, even though that garbage should have ended on Toy Story 3. Moana 2 was terrible in every way possible. It had no depth, the story was jumbled, cringe-worthy characters. Pixar movies are for losers, and Zootopia 2 is a prime example why that's the case. Why the hell does Zootopia need a sequel when this first movie bombed everywhere? And rightfully so. It was easily one of the worst, if not the worst, movies of the 2010s. I remember as clear as day no one other than weirdos that probably have a nerdy name like Oscar were talking about it, weirdos that ship and rabbit with the fox. Everything about Zootopia sucks. Fact. Not an opinion. The writing, the characters, holy shit, they made me cringe. The overall vague message of systematic racism, on a kids movie. And before you tell me yes, this is supposed to be a kids movie, kids only want to watch pretty colors and love talking animals, that doesn't mean that Pixar can just cut corners and make the story as bare bones as ever. No charm, no depth. No wonder the Emoji Movie was rated higher, and I think that's justified, because the Emoji Movie was a modern-day masterpiece. Literally better than The Godfather, if I say so. So where did all this hype came from? The targeted Gen Z audience all grew up, and the younglings are rather interested as spunky giant edits. I don't. Who else would be excited for this other than the socially outcasts that bums animals, known as the furry fandom? Yes, these deranged motherfuckers, responsible for giving Tony the Tiger trauma, responsible for millions of Zootopia Rule 34, you would at least notice that half the seats for Zootopia 2 are taken by those furries. I'll bet my entire month's salary for it. These mentally ill subhumans need to either sent to the Gull House or the asylum. Keep them away from society, bro. Motherfuckers spreading their fetish on the public like it's normal to have sexual intercourse with the guy inside a anthropomorphic animal suit. These idiots make me sick.
But come on, Jameson, come on, bro. Furries are just in fandom, brother, not a fetish club. Why are you such an anti-furry in the big 202?
You people need to educate yourself and realize what you're defending. Want proof why furries are in problem? I'll tell you. There is less than 3 million furries around the world, and only one of their websites has 3,500,000 results for erotic photos with anthropomorphic animals, because this is the meaning of word furry: pornography. Almost all furry animations are not saved for work. r/YF has more members than r/furry, and on almost all furry servers you can find not saved for work. And whoever would seek for porn with anthropomorphic animals is a zoophile. Fact that these are animated changes nothing. No one normal will intentionally seek for something with animal to be attracted, just like no one normal will associate himself with a real-life animal bombing group like furries unless he does not realize that group that so often claims to be kid-friendly. There's your proof, you fucking dog bombers. Wanna know the worst part? The Zootopia community is invested with those psychopathic freaks. So do yourselves a favor and don't let your kids watch Zootopia too. I'll warn you for your safety. If you really want to watch an actual good film that features cartoon animals, then go 2026 got you covered. The fuck out of here with this disgraceful furry slop. Zootopia 2 sucks.
Stranger Things Season 5 has to be by far one of the worst seasons I have ever seen, not only for Stranger Things itself but on any television show, ever. Like the fact that this is even a thing blows my mind into millions of tiny pieces. This is just insulting to the maximum degree. How dare Netflix greenlit this travesty and get away with it because their low IQ fanboys don't know any better. If you like Stranger Things Season 5, you just told me you have bad taste without directly telling me you have bad taste. You need to take a step back and think to yourself, what am I doing with my life? Other than wasting it by watching a terribly overhyped TV show only an idiot would think. This is a modern-day masterpiece. No, it's garbage, that's what it truly is, but y'all seem to be too stupid, too uneducated to see the full picture. But fear not. Jameson is here to guide you to the truth. Yes, Jameson copy pasta. Okay, the king of film, the king of YouTube, the realest YouTuber on the internet, the 1000% fact spitter, king of the gym, leader of the real entertainment movement, and the one that is superior than you on every single way, has once again been sent back to dispose the trash and spread my greatness through the lens of the internet. Even though you losers simply do not deserve this third eye-opening content for free. So if you want proof that humans can improve their IQ points without the need to be reborn, with the addition of your quality of life, and become leagues better than the average Joe that works on your office job, I'll suggest y'all to donate to the king instead of wasting $30 monthly so you can keep up with absolutely low-grade garbage like Stranger Things. I never understood what's so great about this show and why this gets the hype it doesn't even deserve. I always thought Stranger Things was complete trash, and once again I'm proven right, which is surprising by no one that isn't new on this channel. The man who needs me once again at craves for my words of veracity. This is why I'm so highly recommended by anyone that's willing to improve their taste in media. I'm a world-class journalist known to be the best by many. I speak for the people who won't dare to speak the truth themselves. I have an experience today that people weren't approaching me, asked me to sign their stuff and take photos with me. Anyone on the block talks about me and my godlike videos.
Yo, did you see Jameson dropped a new video? I feel like my IQ has increased by 200%.
Oh, Jameson copy pasta, you mean the sexiest monarch of YouTube? Oh snap, I gonna check out that new video, I can't wait to ascend to greatness.
No one has this publicity on the internet, and no one else is on my level of greatness. I earned this universal knowledge through hard work and dedication. So don't dare to challenge my statements. That's like boxing one-on-one with God himself, and I can best bet my own cash that your bitch ass won't survive 3 rounds, so better sit down and learn your place before you fanboys embarrass yourselves even further. Bunch of disobedient sheep, goddamn bruh. Stranger Things hasn't been relevant since the Gotham Stone Age. Not even in collaboration with Brawl Stars and Fortnite could save this dreadful season. 3 volumes of this nonsense, Lord have mercy, because I was checked out with the first episode already. I feel even ashamed for giving this a second of my time. The more time passes, the more my IQ was dropping, almost to single digits. took me right back almost 10 years ago when the first season dropped, and I guess what clicked it off instantly. This shouldn't be as milked as if there's more stories to tell. Like, come on, didn't this started out as a mystery show about finding a lost kid that's actually stuck inside an alternate dimension, and sinister lab and a little girl who has telekinesis powers? Why on earth would Netflix give this more attention than it needed? Stranger Things was built around to only have one storyline. Did that seriously took Netflix 5 whole seasons to realize that? What more could they add that differentiates this season to the others? What the fact that the main cast are older? That's it. As far as I've seen, all the seasons follow a very similar plot. That is to stop the Demogorgons and the other side from invading Earth. It is the exact same thing, with some new twists around it, and you idiots are still blazing this Stranger Things season as if Jesus Christ himself returned on this planet. Well, thank God this franchise is running its final course. Can't wait for the new year so that Stranger Things can stop polluting this medium for once and for all. Do yourselves a huge favor. If you care to keep your will to live, do not watch Stranger Things Season 5 if you want real entertainment for higher level thinkers such as myself. Go buy tickets for Wicked for Good.
Hello fine gentlemen, welcome to this unforgettable once-in-a-lifetime experience. So today I will review this new game called Bendy Lone Wolf. Now what does this handsome person think of this game? Well, I think this can go back to the depths of hell, where it came from, because Bendy Cringe Wolf has to be by far the worst game 2025 has to offer. Seriously, who approved this shit? Who thought bringing this dead-ass franchise with is on the League of E.T. on the Atari, back from the landfills? Who? I have something to tell them and you Bendy semen slurpers to go fuck yourselves with a spiked dildo. That's right, oh I am pissed, and trust me you must go very far to get to that point. This is the ultimate proof that horror games are dead, buried 6 feet under, and you fucking idiotic fake fraudulent never had pussy on their life parasitic worms are the blame for it. Seriously, screw all of you. Face the wraith from Jameson copypasta. Okay, the king of gaming, the king of YouTube, the realest gamer on the internet, the 1000% fact spinner, leader of the real gamer movement, and the one that is superior than you on every single way. It's time for me to clench this filth for once and for all. Bendy and the Semen Machine has no reason to reappear in the big 2025. It is downright insulting that Joey Drew are trying to convince themselves this cow shouldn't go to pasture yet. No, let's squeeze those titties, every single drop counts. Like, oh my god, are we dead ass like Bendy Lone Wolf? More like Bendy Lame Wolf. This is cash grabbing 101, but somehow this piece of dilapidated dog shit still got some eyes of them. Fortunately for me, you and gaming itself, this time it just got less unfortunate souls sucked in inside the trash can compared to back in the day, when Bendy was basically the new Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you're not new here on this godly made channel, you should already know my perspective on Five Nights at Garbage, worst game ever made. Is anyone even surprised that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree with Bendy and the Ink Machine? If your answer is no, congratulations, you sir don't have an IQ of a rubber band. Like, holy fuck, I don't even know where to start. I can name thousands of reasons why I absolutely despise this abomination, and how it objectively ruined not only the horror genre but gaming as a whole. But to save this video for not being at minimally 5 hours long, I'll point out the main bullet points, the main facts, okay? Bendy and the Semen Machine had bad gameplay, a story so terribly incoherently bad Metal Gear Solid be looking like a Sunday morning cartoon. Gameplay so unbelievable nauseating it makes me throw up thinking about it. The graphics, art style, and characters gave me nothing but physical pain from every part of my very natty, no I do not take any roids, masculine body. Bendy isn't straight up attack for gaming. It is downright torture, and I don't understand how you clowns are so brain dead that it urges you to gravitate to those worthless good-for-nothing indie slop jobs instead of actual quality games. And yes, you may not know any, because you're uneducated and untrend-following moron, but yes, good games do exist in this planet, and Bendy Lone Wolf most definitely isn't one of them. I suggest to drop whatever psychedelics drugs you're using and ask yourselves, what am I doing wrong with my life? Why can't I stop being brainwashed by infantile Let's Players? All they do is pretending that they're scared of the jump scares and whatnot, when in actuality it's all about the sponsorship. I'm just a number to them. I need to awaken my true potential. I need to be self-sufficient, but how? Well, one way to start is to not buy this digital travesty. But are you willing to not chill out for every garbage-ass game that gets hyped up to oblivion for once, or are you just going to be the same exact loser that cannot ever elevate to higher levels of thought? The choice is yours, but be aware your actions have consequences. You buying tawdry games like this causes an unsightly machination for the gaming industry in various ways you cannot even imagine. So better wise up and tell yourself, your friends, your family, your pets, your past and future self, your future kids' future kids to not buy Bendy Lone Wolf, because to me this wolf can go to a large cliff and jump off, so we never have to see this pile of refuse ever again. 0 out of 10 this game sucks harder than your mom does. Fuck Bendy Lone Wolf and fuck every single person that likes it. Bendy Lone Wolf and all the Bendy fanatics are everything what's wrong with modern gaming.
The movie industry is dead people, completely buried 6 feet under, never to be resurrected again. Universal Studios, what the fuck happened to you? What drug did you take to think this is a good idea? Was this a request by Satan or something? So it seems these crazy MAGA conspiracy theorists were right about you all along. You see, this is why Hollywood deserves to be burned into the ground, just like every poster, every physical copy, every goddamn merchandise. Anything that is referencing this film needs to be burned straight to hell. Universal, I am never going to another movie produced by you ever again. I am on the edge of summoning a meteor to blow this forsaken world to pieces. Universal Studios used to be awesome. They used to produce quality films. A Friday night could never gone wrong with popcorn and Fast and the Furious 7 playing at my OLED TV. Oh, how they might have fallen, residing right next to the Titanic, at the bottom of the ocean floor. I am utterly disgusted. Universal used to be at the top of the mountain that reaches heaven itself. Now they're so desperate for a quick buck they're willing to put all their dignity and self-respect away and make a fool out of themselves in front of thousands. They have fallen all the way into the depths of hell, like the origin of Lucifer, because there's no redemption if you make a sequel of one of the worst movies of all time from one of the worst, garbage, cringiest games of all time. It doesn't matter if they resurrect Paul Walker from the dead to play the newest Fast of the Furious. It doesn't matter if they donate food and resources to the entirety of Africa. It doesn't matter if Michael Bonner personally came to me and gave me $1 million. The damage has already been done. This movie is a sign of the apocalypse. It's the sole reason why God doesn't want to be affiliated with us anymore. Just like how I don't want to live in this forsaken planet anymore. Martians, Pleiadians, Arcturians, if you listen to this video, take me to your home planet. Because I refuse to live in a planet where the Five Nights at Freddy's movie gets a fucking sequel. I am beyond fucking faithless. I am beyond frustrated. I am lethargic that this cancer cell of a franchise keeps not only getting milked by every drop out of its tits but also get phrased to death by 12-year-old hype addicts that should disappear for the better. April the 3rd, this trash got a trailer, which was the worst movie trailer I have ever watched, and it got into trending by the YouTube search bar with bot comments everywhere and the most obvious page shilling just to fit in the herd. How has human standards diametrically changed how it was in the past? You see, back in the day, specifically 10 years ago, humanity used to have standards. People used to have a backbone. The mere concept of the FNF movie would instantly get dismissed by all corporations in Hollywood. You would get a kick in the ass, you would get spit on, you would get shoved into lockers, as deserved motherfucks. Five Nights at Failed Abortion fans need to be looked down upon. They're nothing but low testosterone fruity knuckle-dragging ape-like Neanderthals with IQ lower than the temperature of their freezer. You see, this is why I advocate to bring cringe culture back. We need to deport these motherfucking animatronic diddlers back to the gutter where they came from. Yes, you hear me right, snowflakes. FNF fans need to be taken care of into submission. I had enough of these airheaded little Gen Z pricks parading their mental retardation around like a badge of honor. Remember, these are channel sucks videos from a great man named Robarate, IR-Tech. We need them back more than ever. It's time to clean up the internet from bad taste. Five Nights at Failures has always been for cringeworthy kids that know no boundaries but only sabotage the internet with their unholy taste, sharing their horrible FNF fan art, horrible FNF fan music, horrible FNF alternative universes or whatever. I've always warned all of you stubborn dumbasses. Cringe culture is the order of the internet, and if you take that away and get a nostalgia phase for cancerous slop such as FNF, you get moronic man-children laughing at FNF-related content even though they know they would get rightfully bullied into oblivion if they laughed at that buffoonery 10 years ago.
But Jameson, cringe culture was toxic, man. It was so toxic, just let people enjoy things you hate, or let me enjoy my sexy Freddy Vor fanfiction I found in Ferrofini.
Shut your fat fucking extrachromosums having ass up. You parasitic worms deserve nothing but an smack on the face. You all have bad taste. You all have god-awful taste. It is you who is ruining this medium for all of us real fans of cinema with higher levels of thinking. This movie is on the League of a Minecraft movie, which I thought nothing could compete against that travesty of giving me brain damage, but this is a worthy opponent. This movie is so bad it should be played in interrogation rooms. They play this movie on repeat when you go to hell. Like, goddamn, how the fuck does this franchise get not only one movie which completely flopped in the box office but yet somehow, for some reason, still managed to get two abhorrent movies? This is unacceptable. Five Nights at Freddy's has to be the worst horror franchise of all time, with the likes of Bendy and the Seaman Machine, Doki Doki Special Ed Club, Forspoken Silent Hill. This franchise single-handedly has made not one, but two entire generations dumber by at least 99%. Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's has caused the downfall for humanity. This planet will be in ruins soon. What a horrible way to end this year. 1LL repeat 2025 has completely lost the plot. This torture method of a film proves that this industry doesn't need to prioritize making movies good anymore. I'm 1000% convinced that potency is a dead factor if Universal Studios freely produce a movie as bad as this. This is a travesty for film. Scott Cawthon, you fucking demonic mud stain of entertainment. You better stop making this slop or I'll hit you with a fucking broom. You did this. You infected millions of innocent kids with this hidden disease that turned them into monsters. Why does Five Nights at Failures still get games? Nobody normal cares about this fruity jump scare simulator anymore since the goddamn Stone Age. It's dead. Scott, start fucking accepting the facts. Stop trying to milk the dead cow for an audience known to be for neurodivergent loners. Like, didn't Scott say that FNAF 4 was the last thing for the franchise? That there would be no more after that? Well, the money must have ran short. He must have donated too much to Republican campaigns, because after he made Shetzer Location, that motherfucker took that Steam money and ran with it. Unreliable narration at its finest. And now that its horribly jumbled cringe-worthy abomination of a story is thankfully over. Apparently that's not an issue, because Scott just knows that the solution to continue his cash flow is by simply milking his god-awful franchise more. Yes, grabbing the bag of nostalgia, where it contains your favorite animatronics, and set them on the big screen with just an recycled story, which is enough to entertain an audience full of social rejects. I'm just saying this right now. If you like Five Nights at Freddy's, if you consider yourself a fan of this franchise, I have to give this reality check to wake you up from your deranged mind. You're a pathetic little fucking loser. You should stay away from my channel because I want nothing to do with you. I despise your very existence. Oh man, when the days of eschatology is approaching, I will be the one laughing at your worthless slop-eating pigs, finally getting punished by the angels of the light. You FNF nut huggers are all fruitcakes, virgins, dickless little infantile neckbeards. You have to be dropped in the head on concrete floor to be able to enjoy this. I heavily advise all you Five Nights at Freddy's fanboys to seek for professional help. Like, why can't you all just like good things for once? Why does the human race have the urgency to get an hyperfixation on garbage-ass franchises like this?
But come on, Jameson, come on, man, you're just talking mean to us, man. Stop downgrading us. You're so rude. You make me cry while I am said ad hominem here.
Again, shut the fuck up when the king is speaking. How in the living fuck is what I say an ad hominem? First of all, everything I've said so far is nothing but pure facts. They're not just said to refute one's argument nor to discredit them. I don't even need to do any of that when you all proving yourselves how stupid you all really are, which in results discredits your own statements. Therefore the insulting is completely justified. If anything, it's gonna be you dumbass 10-year-olds using the ad hominem attacks to oppose the facts as a sad attempt to vent out. I have seen it countless times already. Idiots left and right embarrassing themselves trying to deliberately diminish the king while not even challenging the facts I spit. You people are just pitiful. This is why I cannot take you all seriously. Honestly, I'm in disbelief on how chronically brain dead you insults truly are. Super embarrassing. You're the losers hyping up and surface level garbage movie like this, not me. You're the one who were riding the hype train when the first FNF game was released. You're the sheep with no independent thinking skills. Like, what drugs did you all take to think that you morons can interject yourself into my level to challenge the king? You guys are subhumans. You all subconsciously were hyping up the most unbelievably bad movies this year had to offer. I'm only here to expose them. I already know this movie will be trash. I am not going to see this. I wouldn't even watch this even if I get paid $1 million per hour. If I did, this movie would give me every variant of cancer there is. Time would pass on like a kidney stone watching this. Real movie fans and myself would feel nothing but excruciating pain watching those horrible scenes, the terrible acting, the cancerous characters. And I can bet you right now the theater will have a sheer magnitude of gelatinous 14 to 15-year-olds with illnesses you never knew existed, wearing their Five Nights at Freddy's t-shirt, baseball cap, shorts, smelling like a sewer, munching on their extra-large popcorn pretending to like this movie but deep down they know it's trash, and their parents sitting next to them regretting every day that they didn't use a condom. Haha, I'm telling you, the theater is about to look like a goddamn Autism Speaks advertisement, and yet these vermin wasn't enough to save this cringe-worthy horse shit. I've looked it up how it did and it bombed. Just like its predecessor. The general population are more interested for better horror films about goddamn time they did. The FNAF 2 movie will be Universal's biggest mistake. They should have given Scott the middle finger, and realized that Five Nights at Freddy's is nothing but purgatory. It's hell. It came from hell. Five Nights at Freddy's as a whole has to be the worst thing to ever come out Scott's prolapsing anus. Do I really need to go full in depth why this movie is the worst? Do I really have to make this amazing review like 24 hours long with endless reasons? I could just summarize it pretty simply. It's fucking FNF. Five Nights at Garbage is comparable with anime, in the sense that anything related to it is incapable of being good. So this torturous movie was doomed from the start, just like how a Minecraft movie completely bombed in the box office, because that's what you deserve for making a movie of a shoddy catastrophic jump scare simulator that will be forgotten in like a week. Fuck Five Nights at Failures 2. Fuck Scott Cawthon. Fuck Universal Studios. I wouldn't even recommend this piece of dilapidated trash to my worst enemy. This movie can go the depth of hell inside the pot where it can burn into ashes. I'm starting the official hashtag boycott Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. And if you wanna save cinema, you get your smelly ass over here and support the movement. Donate to my channel, share this video through Twitter, Facebook, iFunny, MySpace, or whatever you have. And most importantly, don't hand over a single cent at this god-awful film. It will do you a holistic favor by dodging that bullet. You will do justice for cinema. And hopefully it flopping will be the end of this cancerous franchise forever that has infected millions of people with horrible fucking taste. Scott deserves to be cancelled for good, and I'm surprised that his bigoted views didn't do the deed. Do not take your kids to this film, so that the future can finally get back on track and the human race can continue to evolve further. I rate this movie a-infinite out of 10. Worst movie ever.
If you buy Pioneer, you should already know, you're an idiot. Listen, you idiots need to get this through your thick skulls already. Your mom might have said the same thing at some point, however the alpha dad you never had a KME will make sure it sticks inside like glue. Pioneer is trash. Pioneer has been delayed for 3 years and you're telling me it still came out like this? Like an indie game with a budget of a college student. This game does nothing new, it's nothing but a worse Fallout 76. It can barely fit in 1K players without its servers going haywire, and these devs wanna fool us that this is an MMO? Are we seriously accepting this as a normal thing for gaming? Because believe me, and I'll try to keep it simply, for you low IQ consumers, accepting such low standards only causes trouble. It's like opening the Pandora box within all its evil spreading through the globe, striking everything on its path. It's what games like Pioneer or hell any modern game is doing right now. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silk Song. I'm the only one with balls big enough to call out the reality of the situation here. While you morons are drooling over the same slop that's making y'all dumber by 30%, you know I bet y'all were watching that god-awful Game Awards with these new games coming out in 2026, all terrible by the way. But you don't care, you're too busy going soy over it. Like, have y'all seen what the contenders this year were? They're all terrible. Clearly a sign that gaming is completely buried 6 feet under. It's so incredibly sad. It's your fault for accepting such low standards. Pioneer may not be a huge game, but that doesn't mean I will just let it slide. Every mud stain, no matter how visible it is, still is a mud stain that is hijacking my medium. And yes, I say gaming is for people like me, not you fucking idiotic fake fraudulent cannot comprehend good taste looking motherfuckers know me. Real gamers such as myself with higher levels of thinking such as myself, we call the shots here, understood? Good. Now do me a favor and either spend that money you were going to use for that new game you bought and donate it to me, or get the hell out of gaming. You have nothing to offer other than the hindering our world. You excuse broken releases claiming it will be fixed anyway with patches, but you fail to see the bigger picture here. But that's likely, because you don't actually play games. I bet Pioneer is your first MMO you've ever played. Let me guess, an Twitch streamer recommend this to you? Pretending he didn't receive a check for advertising their product? Man, you guys are gullible. That could never be me.
So I just got done test driving the 2026 BMW iX3. BMW sent me an early test unit. I'm a well-known car enthusiast. I own like 4 cars inside my villa, my personal favorite Ferrari F40, and the Lamborghini Aventador, and whatnot. So I told them yes, I'll give this thing a spin, only for me to end up driving this thing to the junkyard, which was funny enough the only enjoyable moment with this car, seeing it turn into metallic scrap never to be seen again. I'm telling you, the 2026 BMW iX3 is by far the worst car to ever be driving on. Fact, not an opinion. But that's to be expected. Since when had BMW ever made something good? Only idiots with low standards drive these German-made shitboxes.
But come on, Jameson, come on, man, there's nothing wrong with a BMW. I remember wanting to drive the BMW M3 GT when I was playing Need for Speed Most Wanted. My dad drives a BMW M3 Series. It's a good brand. Stop hating, bro.
No, just no. BMW and the word good are like water and fire because they don't match with each other. BMW fanatics, how does it feel to be a part at the Losers Club? Because believe me, that must be so incredibly sad. BMW has officially bent over for the electric trend. Electric cars are not as good as cars that drive on fuel. It's simple as that. It irritates me to the extreme that these millennial manufacturers are switching away from real button knobs and dials to go for touchscreen interfaces that look cluttered as fuck. I haven't seen anyone like it. Not a single person has taste bad enough to say,
"Wow, real button? I wish it was a touch screen instead."
Just saying that ironically made me lose brain cells. If you thought gaming has hit rock bottom, you thought that the RAM market has lost the plot, then you haven't seen the car world yet. Even brands I like have failed off. Cadillac Celestiq looks like booty cheeks. Dodge Charger Daytona F sounds like they've ripped the engine sound from an old Gran Turismo game. And the ones that I've always disliked have gotten only worse. And yet you idiots are willing to waste your cash on good-for-nothing garbage like that without waking up and realizing it's ruining cars. Time to consider opening your third eye. Listen, As a monarch with majestic taste in everything, I'm not obliged to guide you bums, let me make that clear. However, I am willing to help you out by training you to have good taste. You will never be as great as me, but at least you won't be a complete loser no more. Forget buying the BMW iX3 2026 and hand over that money to me instead. I provide the truth no one knows yet. The secret in success in life lays right on this channel, and I give out one piece of advice you should consider right now. Do not buy the 2026 BMW iX3. Do not lease it. Do not steal it. Just let BMW struggle with bankruptcy. Maybe them devils finally be making a good car for once, but then again pigs probably could fly by the time that happens. So yeah, BMW, this car sucks and so does your entire brand. Want to buy a good car? Just buy the Honda Civic Type R 99, you fucking idiot. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99 100 euros going straight to my bank account. This video is dedicated to a special commissioner who has personally reached out to me, requesting sexy boy Jameson to tear every feather apart from one of the most evil, if not the most evil piece of shit out there in the gaming industry. I'm talking failed painter kinds of evil, games so bad they should be illegal to prevent future generations getting brain damage from them. Since he has been loyal to me plus paid me the cash. This video is a special gift from the king of YouTube, for your loyalty to your ruler. I heavily advise all of you freeloading bums to do the same. Not only do you maybe get a special video when I feel like it, but you directly get noticed by the greatest YouTuber there is, and that is definitely a better experience than dating your dream wife. As I've said many times before, if you don't donate, you don't matter to me at the slightest. Now if you happen to be a fan of Hoyoverse, I'm going to be straight up real with you. You have mental problems and you shouldn't be anywhere near children. You fucking weebs. You incels on disability checks, gambling your ass off just to get that one character you wank off to. If this isn't proof that our civilization has crumbled, then I don't know what else could convince you. Hoyoverse sucks. Hoyoverse is the grasping digital cancer that's ruining gaming on its entirety, encouraging thousands of other games, specifically mobile games, to follow their footsteps, spamming microtransactions, suing anyone that dares to leak their cringeworthy unreleased builds for 150,000, and the worst of all, oh my god, just mentioning it makes me wanna puke, popularize this putrid, immoral, disgusting anime art style that has been copy and pasted on every single game of theirs. All their games are literally the same fucking game with a different title, which means they're all equally as terrible. No debate about it. That is the fucking truth, not an opinion like all you low IQ buffoons wish it was. Can't you all wake up and see that they're abusing your poor impulse control by exploiting addictive tendencies? Neurodivergence perhaps. Again, you low-life subhumans are the cause of rising this poisonous industry to mainstream levels, and you all should feel bad for it. Real gamers such as myself, with higher levels of thinking such as myself, wouldn't ever be so down bad to be able to play these cringe-worthy gambling simulators. And yes, that alone makes me better than all you body pillow bombing, knocking, dragging apes and fake gamers alike. You all seriously have the audacity to think you're special, looking like an
"I'm not like the other girls"
type of motherfucker. Yeah, congrats loser, you're indeed special, in the head that is. You support a company that treats their workers like shit. Like how many artists, coders, voice actors have left that hellscape already? And not only them, Hoyoverse only see you losers as numbers. Green paper. There are gaming companies that actually care about their fans, like DICE, Supercell, Team Cherry, Nintendo, and instead of supporting the good guys, you choose to fill in extra zeros on the bank accounts of the villains. Rational thinking is clearly not your strong suit. Well, I would call myself ignorant if I ever thought you clowns had any hope in the first place. I mean, for God's sakes, these quote-unquote games you play are the worst thing since pizza with anchovies. Genshin Impact, aka Breath of the Weeaboo, made me wanna unalive myself. Hong-Chi Star Rail is so bad ET on the Atari be looking like the Mona Lisa in comparison. Honkai Impact, more like Honkai. Anyone that plays this should get smacked the same way Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Tears of Themis made me tear up because on how awful it is, really showing the worst gaming has to offer. And lastly we have Zenless Zone Zero, the certified biggest proof that you've never lost your virginity without telling me directly that you're still a virgin at the age of 30. Easily the worst game of 2024, no doubt about that. I've made an banger of a video exposing that piece of garbage, putting it straight to the landfill is where it belongs, so when you're finished watching this godly made video make sure to check that video out. I can guarantee you it's a masterpiece, and yes, that is in demand, not a request. I just don't understand how these Hoyoverse sissies can enjoy these games. There's nothing I could justify you doing that. I've seen bad games that idiots still buy, and even though these games are objectively trash on rare occasions I can kinda see why that loser bought the game. It's mostly always either that he didn't actually bought it but got it for free, or he gets paid playing it on Twitch and getting donations from fans, in which said streamer never deserved, but his fans have no taste whatsoever, so they do it in the hopes they notice their existence. Hoyoverse games are so bad, so insanely garbage, any reason for playing or liking these trash games are instantly disapproved. I'm starting the hashtag boycott Hoyoverse movement. This company has skeletons on its closet. I wouldn't be surprised that one day the news would pop up, claiming that the main staff of Hoyoverse got exposed for abusing their female CO workers. Good thing someone commissioned me to do this video, because Hoyoverse desperately needs to be called out by the realest and greatest gamer there is, aka me. You brain-dead Hoyoverse weeaboos need to get your priorities straight. Stop reacting on impulsive manners. Stop simping for pixels on a screen. Start realizing that anything with an anime art style is incapable of being good. And lastly, lose some goddamn weight, you 300-kilogram son of a bitch. Hoyoverse sucks, but that's like saying that the grass is green. Ha 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 ha.
So yeah, anyone that likes Hoyoverse games are grounded for 02349283490238 4,000,000 years.
If you're planning to watch Avatar Fire and Ash, you're an idiot. I think this industry has enough of these humanoid smurfs already. Avatar Fire and Ash has to be by far the worst Avatar movie, and that's saying something, because Avatar is nothing but a visual effects spectacle driving travesty that never had any cultural impact on cinema. Which always confused me. A movie with that budget, you would think people would talk about these movies. This film is literally one of the most expensive movies ever made. You gotta earn something from it, and yet, I haven't seen anyone have anything to say. Society is dead silent for one good reason, simply because no one has cared about Avatar since the goddamn Ice Age. Let's be real here, the only reason the first movie made so much money was because of its visual effects. No one cared about the story. You could testify someone who claimed to watch this movie. What is the story about? Motherfuckers really be like,
oh wait, there was a story.
Every single time. It's mad bruv, a franchise with the reputation of pushing CGI in the industry forward, but let's be honest here, Avatar Fire and Ash and its visuals haven't evolved much. The CGI still looks like it hasn't been updated since 2009. I don't understand why does Avatar invest in such a massive budget when it's obvious that this movie would get mixed reviews at best. It would never beat its predecessors in scores, and $490 million budget just to get a 6.1 on Metacritic. It's pathetic and proves me right once again. Not surprising, I know. Imagine having such bad taste to be able to rationally watch this snooze fest, buying popcorn, buying soda, sitting at the closest seat right next to the screen. I'm gonna tell you all right now, that could never be me, but it could be you. And if it is you, you're the problem. Cameron-ass vision is no longer the future, but a nostalgia trip, a very expensive form of deja vu. The third entry features visual effects that are no longer novel, which means the writing deficiencies are now impossible to overlook. You can't see the cracks as clear as day. Cameron hasn't made an Avatar movie since the 90s. Well, I'll say he hasn't made a good movie ever since the 90s. There are no four elements, nor is there anything remarkable inside the world of Pandora. This movie should be inside a box to seal its evilness away from the human race. Avatar Fire and Ash. More like I'll burn the Blu-ray copies with fire and piss on the ashes. Do not watch Avatar Fire and Ash unless you hate yourself, but then again putting 9-inch nails inside your rectum would be less painful, right? Man, this movie sucks.
So I just got done watching Fallout Season 2, and all I'm gonna say is that it single-handedly made me cancel my Amazon Prime subscription. Like wow, this did not meet my expectations, and believe me they were very low already, and yet this show somehow still made me wanna puke my guts out. Fallout Season 2 is nothing but slop, a Redditor's wet dream. There is nothing that's engaging you to follow through its kindergarten-level story, characters, acting. Really, it's a fucking joke, and you Bethesda dick suckers suck it off like the disgusting consumers that you are. Listen, I have been here for some detestable years. My vision in shows always lead to the truth. I'm simply that great. I can sit here and expose this show all day long, if I want to, but luckily for Amazon themselves, I'll only hand over 10 unbeatable reasons why you, yes you the loser watching this spectacular video, should avoid Fallout Season 2. I have much better things to do other than expose a terrible show made for low IQ buffoons for the millionth time. So let's get done. My meeting with the elite begins in an hour. Well, tell me Bethesda fanboys, is your third eye opened yet? If not, I'll urge you to do an IQ test, because being that uneducated is a very scary sight. No matter how much you wanna throw hissy fits on me and cry about my superiority in my comments, if that's your coping mechanism, I feel nothing but petty. I cannot imagine being that much of a cringe lord. That could never be me. I'm simply the most intelligent, most handsome, strongest entity in the planet. I'm the king of YouTube for a reason, that reason being that I'm simply the GOAT. So what is a god like being compared to a knuckle-dragging ape like you? Yeah, exactly, so shut the fuck up. Fallout Season 2 is garbage, and if you disagree, then know this: you unknowingly cause an post-apocalyptic future for entertainment. You approve that these rich CEOs in Amazon pollute media by buying their overpriced subscriptions, and they are laughing all the way to the bank with what could have been a better investment for yourself. I'm suggesting you all to man up and start making crucial changes into your life. You want to watch a good show? Watch The Witcher Season 4.
Ha 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 ha. Tell me, little man, has your mind been blown yet? From all that awesomeness? Oh, why am I even asking? Of course it did. I feel like the evil version of the Grinch. Instead of ruining Christmas, I saved Christmas, which could only be done by the greatest YouTuber of all time. Jameson Copy Pasta, aka the king of YouTube, the realest YouTuber on the internet, the 1000% fact spitter, and the one that is superior than you on every single way, will close what will be the greatest video in YouTube's history. So have a good Christmas and go suck your mothers!